Hello, welcome to the Energy Healing Network. Glad you all could tune in again for another episode. We are pleased to have Miss Michelle Cavanaugh, founder of Snowy Owl Intuitive Services, joining us here today. How are you doing today, Michelle?
I'm great. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody. Today.
We're definitely a pleasure to have you here. Tell our audience where you're joining us from.
I'm doing this from Reading, Pennsylvania, western suburbs of Philadelphia.
Yeah, Eagle territory. Yeah. But so definitely a pleasure. Definitely a pleasure. Well, kind of let our audience kind of know some of the things you have going on, because as basically to let everyone know what kind of some of the things that you specialize in. You're an animal communicator, a Reiki master, theta healer, and sound specialist, and you basically, a lot of people don't know about the things you can do with sound as far as, the tuning bowls and tuning forks and singing bowls. So we kind of, you did a lot of in the energy healing modalities. Kind of explain a little bit more about it.
So, sound bites absolutely one of the powerful healing vibrations that I have found work on people. And for me, first, if you allow yourself to feel that vibration, give it a chance during a meditation. I have a series of healing bowls, tuning forks, and several instruments that I bring along that are very soft tone. And I concentrate on the chakras right now and clearing your auras with them. And that makes a big deal because sometimes when you're in life and things are amuck, most likely you need your chakras cleared and put into alignment. So the sound vibration just helps with that. It takes you for that 45 minutes to an hour, just come relaxed, and the vibration just moves through your body. And for me, it's just beautiful. So I do, if I'm at a center or if I'm in person, I do put the bowls stomach and I let the vibration go up and down, so you can feel it and clear. And then the tuning forks as well. Spirit will guide me as to where I put the forks. And again, it could be a group meditation as well. And again, the vibration of the sound is what's just a beautiful healing modality. And even if it's something that you're like, oh, I don't meditate, I don't do this, I don't do that. It's for everybody as long as you're willing to receive and just try it. You know, that's all you have to do, but it's really powerful. I find the vibration extremely powerful, but I've also been given a gift. I didn't go to school to learn it. I've been blessed with this gift from spirit and higher source. And it's what everybody craves when we're in the meditation, like, what are you going to put on us, today? And so they look forward to it and they feel refreshed when they walk out, and then they come back the next month for another round. It's kind of like, to keep yourself in tune. I
Mhm. Or a line, like we like to call it.
Right. And you're right.
You have to keep those energy centers aligned.
Yes. And so, like, I'm here in spirit, or my guides go, tune up, tune up, tune up.
Yeah, yeah. It's all the same. It's literally you yourself up. But well, the thing is, as Reiki, because I'm also a Reiki master, we call it attunement. So
So that's also a beautiful
yeah.
that, that can work virtually as well. All of the things I do can work virtually. We found that out during COVID. We had to figure things out virtually. And either by phone or by Zoom or StreamYard, you know, these services can be performed by anybody around the world. You
That's
know,
right.
services. And
Mhm.
with Reiki, that's just a vibration as well. Your hands tell you. Your hands are talking to God and to the person's higher self. And we just know, right? We just
Mhm. Yeah,
it's
yeah. It guides us.
right. And how the body just says, "Oh, please send me." If we feel
Mhm,
our feel that body
mhm,
go down to where it's needed.
mhm. You're exactly right. And the beautiful thing about it also too, I like to tell people is that distance does not matter.
No, no, it does not. Hey, it's a beautiful thing. I'm going to say it's a beautiful thing. The next modality that I'm very much known for is animal communication.
I want to get more into that.
So, animal communicators slash medical for pets it has grown to. So, about years ago, in a healing center, and I guess after my second year, I had been attuned, became a Reiki master, and I love pets. And so the owner there had said, "What about if you start having pets come here and you can give them Reiki?"
Mhm,
I said, "That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful because Reiki, that kind of healing can work very well with the vet if you
mhm.
go to appointments. It works hand in hand."
Right.
So, I did that there, and one day they had this huge, big poodle had an
Mhm,
appointment with the owner, and they came into the room, and I'm sitting on the floor, and I'm Reiki to this beautiful poodle. Sudden, I'm hearing other voices, going, "Who was that from? Who was that from?" So I could tell, I kept, the mother's like, "Now, she likes this and this spot," and then I heard, "No, I don't. No, I don't." Do I do? What do I tell the owner? So
Right.
you're almost done, lady. Let's speed it up. And I'm like, oh my dog. So I finished the appointment because the dog did, yeah, you're done. And
Yeah.
turned around and she sat by the door and the mother's like, "What happened? Your face completely turned." I said, "Okay, I'm just going to put it out there, whether you believe or not. I'm just going to tell you. I just heard your dog talk to me." And they're, "What? What did she say?" And okay,
Yeah.
and I was just so excited that I went, "Oh my gosh!" As pets were into me, like I went out to said, "I had the strangest thing." You know, this pet started talking to me and said, "You're an animal communicator, don't you?" And
Mhm.
heck no. my,
Wow.
my journey began. So they, come in, and eventually I out to telling people that I, you know, did animal communicate. And so then it started with the Facebook page and me having my service there. And education was it. And that's what people started asking me from all over the country.
Mhm,
Medical.
mhm,
They, Can you tell me, Michelle,
mhm,
like, what do you feel? And this is where the Reiki would come in because this, I could hone in on where possibly it might be.
mhm.
Dead or not, it could just be knowledge of the vet to ask.
Right.
A lot of those issues are, on the floor, dog barking, a lot of stomach issues because what happens is that the food that the pets are being fed. And
Mhm,
I could tune into, if it's grains, handmade food. I can
mhm,
the pet will communicate with me then and start telling me what is upsetting their stomach. And
mm.
I tell them to go back and try these things and then to get back to me. Or if there is a discipline issue, to text me right away. Tell me where, right when it's happening, so I can stop and tune in. And so it's become one of the precious modalities that giving me, and it's been growing.
Mm-hmm.
Soon I'll be advertising that I'll be doing hospice with the owners, and because there's need for that type of healing at that time in
Right.
life. And so I'm very excited about it. That'll be added soon to my website.
Wow. That is really beautiful. That is, it's not what you hear every day because now everyone has this gift.
Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, it's just beautiful. I just like my heart still just, thinking about that I've been able to help um with my gift.
Yeah. Because
Just,
you're translating what people don't understand is pets are alive just as we are. And they need to really respect that. But you're kind of a translator for healing with the animals because a lot of times they can't convey their messages. They just can only do what they can do. But you're allowing now for them to be actually heard.
yes.
Wow.
And they do deserve to be heard.
They
So
do.
and and have those things that maybe the upset stomach, or if there's a bowel problem, you I definitely have the modalities to help soothe and work on that area, but it
Mhm,
works well with the vet if taking the vet, too. And there's no right or wrong. Both can work together, the vet and these modalities.
mhm. Right.
Yeah,
Especially with humans. I mean, we don't want to take them from dealing with their medical, professional, but at the end of the day, they do need to understand that adding these alternative, elements to their healing, which have already been they actually predate the actual the medical profession actually in itself. But at least using them together is basically forming a complete plan.
it is. And out there that do believe in Reiki, and they do believe some, form of these healing modalities that we do. And so,
Mhm,
and that's okay. You can still go, after they talk to me and I give my insight on what I'm on, or at
mhm,
least area of what's going on, what I'm feeling. It's okay just to go with that. And if they don't believe, it's okay. At
mhm,
least, you heard, and you know what kind of healing they need, spiritual healing, and
mhm,
that will work, with any type of medicine or whatever is going on with the pet that the owner decides to do. You know,
mhm,
I'm a firm believer it's the owner's prerogative if they go to the vet, but I just that this does work together.
mhm. It does. Well, how does it kind of work? Because I know as far as again with I've never dealt with animals. I mean, when I went going through training, we clearly had to learn how, but I've never actually done it. But how do you actually get you kind of address the deal with the surrounding because the animal is actually ingesting the energies of the owner of the people around the environment, and so as just like people who are subjected to stressful situations or with their environment, how do you kind of get this to the owners to understand that they could be stressing their pet out?
So first, any of my readings, especially pets. Um, so I had a reading yesterday, and I could tell the owner was stressed. So I put on meditate music, right, to try to calm. The pet was calm, but the owner wasn't. But I felt the pick up on that eventually.
Hmm.
Not all of them do, but some do. And so I do offer a quick clearing in the beginning, and to take some deep breaths, and to pet their pet. You know, just think happy thoughts and pet
Mhm.
pet, and then
Mhm.
get the okay from the pet because I'll check in and make sure it's okay. I can talk to them. I
Right.
feel at times during this that I feel anxiety rise on either one. I stop immediately. I back to the breath and the petting the pet because the pet is what's the pet besides the ending. And I
Mhm.
also like I'll say, do you have any that I send Reiki as we're start this? That's
Mhm.
the pet because sometimes the pets can be stubborn. If they were on this life stubborn, sometimes
Mhm.
won't talk to me, and I
Mhm.
have them to feel comfortable full to be able to open up. So I do try to do that. If I feel anxiety, I will call it out. I
Mhm.
will dog may have some symptoms that you're having. You know, can I ask you if you have say yes? In most cases they do. Stomach, you know, is a big thing, especially if the owner is taking on themselves that can onto the dog.
Right.
So I tell them politely that, you know, this is what if that's the case, I will offer that this is what I feel is happening right now and to be mindful of breath, you know, for the owner. And then continue. In most cases, we just continue. If I'm having difficulty, I will let the owner know. "Look, your pet feels this. Calm down." And
Mhm.
then I'm completely honest, you know, because I want to know because life is life
Right.
for
Right.
humans. But um, but their pets are here to help them as well. You know,
Right. Right. So they kind of help them deal with their energies, more than the owners themselves. It's basically helping them bring themselves down.
yes.
Yeah. What's probably one of the most interesting animals? I mean, I imagine you're dealing with all types of animals. What would be one of the most interesting you've dealt with?
Horses
Yeah. Ah.
are just the absolutely amazing healing pet I have ever worked with.
Mhm.
In in my area up here, we have um, a lot of auctions and everything out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and people around here go and they are able to buy animals, not so much to have them ridden again, but to repair them and just put them in pasture and make sure they have a life.
Okay.
Nothing happened. So I was very fortunate to be brought in by a and I was able to do Reiki on this horse. And the most amazing thing about this horse was she wanted to be rescued, but her hip was out. So she needed a lot of work. And kudos for this rescue to take on this horse, knowing that it would need acupuncture, chiropractic, all this stuff.
Mhm.
But horse, literally, when they start to feel your energy, they kind of fall into you.
Oh.
And it's the most amazing energy that I have ever received back from an animal. I felt it was healing. That,
Mhm.
people with horses, have a benefit because I feel that they are um, healing animals.
Mm.
Stubborn sometimes. So
Yeah.
this horse was going through a lot of acupuncture and chiropractic. Drove up the one day. I said, what's going on? And they're like, well, Havana's not going to be able to touch her. And I
Mhm.
said, why? Why not? I've been coming here a couple times a week for a while. No, not happy. She's not that was doing acupuncture. She doesn't want to be worked on today. She doesn't want anybody to touch her. I said, she's like, go over and just try, but just in case. And I said, okay, sure. So
Yeah.
I go up and I'm like, Havana, it's Michelle, hear you're not having a great day. So can you just let me know if I'm allowed to work on you? And with that, her tail whiplashed me and stopped. And I said, I get
Yeah.
it.
Not today.
I'm going to leave you alone and I a couple of days.
Yeah, yeah. The message loud and clear.
You're right. Respect. You have
Mhm,
to give respect. And I try to do that with all the animals that I
mhm, mhm. Yeah,
but got the message to me, and she has a forever home and she's out to pasture, enjoying life, and that's what we like to hear.
right. Yeah. Well, man, that's beautiful. How often do you actually perform these? Like, is like once, is it several times a week, or how does that actually
So
happen?
I go to the rescues that I will my time twice a month for any rescue that wants me to come in and give Reiki to dogs, cats, horses. Um, I'm not real big on snakes, but if there's a problem, we could discuss it.
So how have you done it before with snakes?
I have not. Transformation, right? Um,
Yeah,
maybe a little distant Reiki might be good, but
right. Yeah. Yeah,
um,
this is attunement there.
so I do put that out there on my Facebook page that any rescue that's associated with me that I can drive to, willing to come out and give that energy to these animals that are waiting for their forever home, right? And they need healing as well, you
Mhm.
know.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, it's not too many people really giving thought to these things, but like they should. And there are a lot of animal owners, but amazing, a lot of people don't understand that the animals should be treated like humans. I mean, 'cause I've actually had to talk to people about how they feed the animals, and not understanding that the animals can get high blood pressure and diabetes just like humans can, but somehow you can just feed it anything. So just like you can't eat it and just anything, you can't just feed your animal anything.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess when you looking at their stomachs and seeing what they've been fed and the things telling you about that, that's kind of getting more into that too.
Yes. Yeah. That's where I would come in and you know, either have the pet tell me or spirit or my hands really can feel that energy when they're raw, when their skin is raw, and that I can tune in on with healing. And then they can also make and if they need to go to the vet as well. So,
Mhm. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I want to kind of get into the theta healing a little bit because that's something that most people don't know much about. It, is they, kind of the sleep cycle of that particular stage and how this kind of helps a person, you know,
it
kind
is. I have um, several clients that um, really are very receptive to theta. So theta for me is knowing that your glass is not half full. Okay, that things can be reversed and your belief system can be cured while you're sleeping.
of.
And for me, I go up to a different dimension. And for me, who's usually there is Archangel Michael and several other angels that are there. And we take a statement. I ask the client, what is it that you want to reverse? Do you tap your, do you think you're never going to have money? Like, can't, do you see abundance? And if you, why? And create a statement, that I would go into and say, please take whatever in parentheses and reverse it with this. So I can do it with pets as well. So also with the peeing, I've gotten some of the dogs to stop peeing with safe. So,
Mhm.
so I say, take the peeing inside the house
Mm-hmm.
spot that they always go to and replace it with going outside or asking to go on the porch or something that the dog would be able to relate to. Abundance for a human. Let's replace that statement of not seeing abundance, not in flow, with replacing that with to be in flow, to have abundance in all form of your life, right? And
Right.
so it's kind of like the client has to tell me what they're there for. What is it that they want to look for? And then I generate a statement for theta to reverse that. And I have the client help me because I want to make sure that they're hearing. I say everything out loud. I even say like where I am, and I have them meditate. I have them relax. Most important thing for me with theta is they need to relax. And again, with belief system, I can work on that with theta. You know, the belief system that of not belief and replacing it with a belief system of possibles.
Right.
And there's statements that I have that if I feel that theta happens when you're sleeping in a theta state.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, in most cases for humans, it can take up to 3 nights before you feel that kick in. and you kind of feel like what just happened? Oh my,
Yeah.
you feel refreshed.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to sell something. I'm gonna try and put that belief of abundance, into this item, into the article, into trying to get that abundance.
Right.
And so it's about the belief system and the wording but it takes 3 nights. And I've said 3 nights for pets as well, especially dogs. And it takes a couple days, and people tend to go, "Oh, it's not working. It's not working." Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
beliefs has to be open.
It
Have to
does.
receive. And I do step by step. I want my client to know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm in for, and what I'm saying, because I think that's important. And I have come back saying, "Oh my God, you know, I don't think of this person anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think of this person anymore. I've been forward because they stuck."
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh, totally makes sense to me. Because I understand how the brain can rewire itself.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Right. Like,
Mhm.
don't watch the news.
Yeah.
Don't watch, right?
Right.
Just self in uplifting moment.
Lift your vibration.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Music. I was just listening to something from the 70s, and I had
Mhm.
our radio on, and I'm just chilling because
Yeah.
that just to a whole nother level. So that's what Theta will do. Theta will help you change your vibration because it's helping you think how you're thinking that you want to change.
Mhm. Mhm.
Eight.
Right. Well, that's where a lot of the work actually goes in, as far as when you're actually developing these memories and things in the theta state. So people that not familiar with the stages of sleep don't know how important this is, but to go along with all the studies that your mind can rewire itself at any time. But just like you said, you have to be careful about you wiring it to lift your vibration instead of consuming things that will wire it to lower your vibration, because then your perception of how you actually seeing things, you're gonna deal with differently, because you're thinking from a lower vibrational thought process instead of a high vibrational perception that you will actually see. So yeah,
Absolutely. With
that's
that going, and sometimes there's huge, um, there could be some sneezing, coughing, and I ask, to text me right away. because I can help send something out to reduce that crying.
Hmm.
We have to release. There's nothing wrong with that for
Right.
any man, woman. Nothing. There's nothing. That's a form of peace and clearing.
Hmm.
Get excessive or really hitting down under here. Just
Hmm.
take out some several layers of beliefs and past lives. Then
Hmm.
there could be some crying. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but it's just all part of the healing. I can help. If they're crying at work, and everybody's like, "What's wrong with you?" They can go in the bathroom, text me, Michelle, I need you. Can you stop,
Yeah.
calm it down? And
Right.
I can do that.
And the thing is people don't even know a lot of times that like the things they're dealing with as far as traumatic, traumas and things within the body aren't just the things that they have dealt with, but at epigenetic level, you're dealing with things that come from your mother, your grandmother, your fathers, and generations past that were passed on, you know, through the body, in the energy systems that
Uh,
you still carry. And so you may not even understand them emotions that you may face when you're clearing these things out. But people have to understand that like it's okay to release these things, and instead of this stigma that this country has had that I can recall as a young man that you suck it up and you act like it doesn't exist, and all that does is pack away a lot of negative energy that manifests its way into something.
right. As well as right, because we still have clear child for those that we think about. Trauma could be as, just somebody stealing your bike. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
oh, I'm not saying that there's other type of trauma 'cause there is, but it can just be the simplest thing as a child. This is what you experienced, and this is where I needed. I had trauma at 4. I had at 5, and
Hmm.
we had to work ourselves up through the age.
Hmm.
I,
Hmm.
one again with my child for me when I was having Theta from another healer, and
Hmm.
it's just the willingness of wanting to work with yourself.
Hmm.
It's just beneficial when you feel and you go and take
Hmm.
breath, and
Right.
it feels great. You
Yeah,
know,
you're free. You're free.
yeah,
Yeah. People are walking around in a cage of emotions, and they don't even understand they're hostage to their own emotional energy.
yeah,
Yeah. And the thing is all it has to do is just be cleared out, and but it first has to be acknowledged and then understand. And a lot of people need to give themselves grace because they blame themselves for how they feel about things sometimes, and all kinds of things. When you have to be patient with yourself and forgive, you know, forgive yourself, forgive other people, forgive all kinds of things, to allow yourself to move past these things.
yes. I mean, rest if you feel like tomorrow's going to be a rainy day and up here in this area. It's okay to sit on the couch. Nobody telling you you have to get up and do this, or okay, if you're a parent talking to a child, I don't want to interfere with the duties of
Right,
course,
right,
right?
right.
So, but let's go beyond that though.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yourself. If you're tired, be kind to yourself. You know, drink lots of water, especially after theta.
Hmm.
Things that I do. You need to keep your body very fluid, but know that it's okay. You know, even after these healings, you may, God, I'm tired, or it's, what's going on. You're sensitive. You may not know. So
Right.
honor your body. You know,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, definitely listen to it and honor it. And the thing is, that kind of comes back to people knowing how to start loving themselves.
oh my gosh, that's like a whole other video, right?
I think we're gonna do this again, and we're gonna get deeper into that because generally what we're doing is just kind of getting to that particular root issue a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah. And so it is about, loving yourself, because
Hmm.
love yourself, that's where you get the flow. That's
Hmm.
abundance. And when I say abundance, it doesn't have to be the wealth, but it can be the wealth, right? The abundance of maybe you're looking for a job. You might get the abundance of all these offers.
Hmm. 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 Exactly.
Right. We'll talk about that definitely.
Yeah, yeah, we could definitely expand a whole lot deeper into that. Definitely. Well, kind of educate our audience on, we were talking about sound a little bit, but a lot of people don't know how, like, because I kind of dealing with, say, Kim and things of that nature. I deal with the singing bowls and things of that nature, but that's another thing as far as sound that people don't necessarily know much about. Explain kind of, how you do that and how frequencies kind of influence the chakras and the energies within people.
So have well, different chakra. And so I am guided through the whole meditation with, a drum. Put a drum in there because that's extremely powerful.
Mhm.
Um, the healing bowl. Now I have a Tibetan healing bowl, but then I have other bowls that I just play. But the Tibetan healing bowl is what I put on everybody, because it has tremendous healing properties right now. Because that's my first bowl. That's now meditation with 5 years ago. One bowl.
Mhm. Mhm.
I put it on everybody. Like it really became part of the
Yeah.
meditation.
Yeah. Might as well.
Um, and then I had the drum. And when you shut your eyes, I mean, playing the drum is one thing, but hearing it can take you someplace else.
Right.
So it's the vibration. So I
Mhm.
breathe in the vibration. It's very important. When you hear the tuning forks, which I tune in on, have a 528, 174, the ohm. Um,
Mhm.
I'm guided by what to go around person because I'll take the fork and I'll go around. I make sure, oh, the root is really, really bad or blocked, right? The root and the heart, and they need to be worked on together.
Right.
This gives me a guidance in the beginning meditation of what chakras need more attention than the others. And the forks are big for making sure that the chakras are all open. And then I and clear the aura. Then the other bowls I have I have bells. I have a different range of bells. Because I do a guided meditation. Once in a while, I may have them like when they're lying down or out on a beach or outside somewhere, their feet in a babbling brook, and after this meditation, they lead into the water. That's
Mm.
um, I have something that's happy drum from Arizona, and so that also has a different type of beat that I'm guided to play certain songs sometimes. I have the bells this with. I have a Tibetan bell that's at the beginning.
Right.
And I just say, concentrate on the sound to bring that vibration up through your chakras because it's very important to be balanced.
Mhm.
Vibration has a lot of, and if the vibration's going to know where to go. But
Mhm.
if in that vibration, then it's going to go in places that you need. And it could be a pain, in the back. Kind of asked that in the beginning and directed to put the fork somewhere or to drill in with the fork, third eye more. Do I have everyone in for me to do that if I'm guided? And so people will tell me about and So the frequencies do matter. They
Hmm.
definitely matter. What megahertz you listen to. Um, and I can't tell you offhand what megahertz my bowls are,
Hmm.
but what I was told by somebody that it's for the heart. So,
Okay. So
uh,
639.
yeah, so I put
Hmm.
everybody's stomach though, so that they can that heart frequency and get
Right.
right because when we're blocked in the root, blocked in the heart, we
Mhm.
are. I say if you feel crooked,
Right. Y'all alignment.
right,
Yeah.
is balance. So breathing in, if you have a bowl at home, if you have a fork at home, breathing in the vibration is one of the biggest parts of the healing.
Mhm. Hey, you got it right there. Well, first, like I know, you first have to learn how to play the bowl.
Do you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
There's no well, I can just tell you because of the healing centers and being at these other places before I got to this level. I know that if you have a bowl, to make sure you pick out the bowl because if somebody buys it for you, there's a chance it's not going to play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Somebody
And
else's energy.
so I'm going to tell you that. So I have a friend of mine that was so generous last year at Christmas, bought me 3 bowls. And I was concerned because
Uh-huh.
I picked mine, but it was
Right.
when I
Right.
opened one I could play it, but the other 2 I couldn't even get it to go. I went, oh boy. But
Well,
yeah, so I said to Spirit, what do I do?
you have to buy your own bowls.
So
Well,
I put them on my altar and
okay.
I am the vibration of let me know when you're ready for me to play them. I hear them. And so what happened was I would start picking them up and I would start playing them. And then I brought them into the meditations and everybody was saying, oh my God, like they had their eyes shut. They're like, what was that? You had something new. And
Uh-huh.
I did. I
Mhm.
the tones were so different they could pick up which tone that they resonated with.
Ooh. Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
I might have to think about that. And because right now I have only one bowl, and I did buy that one, so I'm aligned with it. Um, Actually, I kind of feel like getting to know it. You have to kind of align with it. But it was pretty quick. But you telling me something new now. Because I've never had someone buy me one, so and I know not to tell them to buy me one in the in the future.
Well, here's the thing. Like, there's a place near us that sells crystals and they have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bowls, crystal bowls as well.
Mhm.
And we'll walk by and I'll just kind of like look at the crystals, but I'm really looking at people trying to play the bowls. And I went over to this one child. He was having a hard time. Mom, 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 this isn't working. So
Mhm.
she couldn't get it to go.
Right.
So what am I here? So I went over and I said to him, can I just try it? Let me just try it. And just so spirits like play it. And I'm like, okay, you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
uncomfortable. And I got it going. Finally, after a couple minutes, I got it going.
Yeah.
And, okay, thank you. Now I said to him, do you want to try? Do you
Mhm.
want, I will help you.
Right.
Gosh, that's great. So he's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I hold? And I said, okay, we're going to put it on the table for now because it's really big and drop it. So let's try. And I took his hand. He allowed me to have his hand. And
Mhm.
we slowly but surely, after a try, we got it to sing. The face on him was, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Glorious. He
Yeah.
loved it.
Mhm.
But it doesn't always play for everybody because as I keep watching when I go there, can't get it to play, and it just might not be your bowl. It's okay. It's okay. Go to the next one.
Right.
It's going to go, okay. Now
Yeah.
I can feel the connection.
Yeah. 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 That's beautiful because like it's basically you're lining up with the bowl itself. So, I mean, like that's kind of how I felt as I was, doing, getting to know my bowl. But and the thing is I've kind of felt aligned with it because I don't really like people. I kind of put it in places to kind of be by itself, to kind of, So I don't like things too much around it. So yeah, it's definitely something, but it's something beautiful because I kind of use it like that one bowl with other people, just that one bowl and that vibration. Just I know for me and the people I work with, it just to go along with meditation, it just does wonders.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Just takes it up several notches, to
Hmm.
help vibration up and running. Yep.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I never did ask you how long you actually been doing this.
So I'm going to say that I had Reiki 1 and 2 maybe about 10 years ago. And then, all from the same person. I ended up getting my master's a year later. And then I just kind of like went right into it. Um, so for 10 years, I guess I've been doing it. And my story is that I had a person that was giving me massages at a hair salon, and we got to be good friends. And she told me she did Reiki because I could feel it come out, and I said, "Is that Reiki? Like, what is that?" And every time I would go to her for about a year, she would give me these little stories about Reiki. And then one day she said, "Do you know I know somebody that pulls energy out of people?" I'm like, what? And I said, "Tell me more. I
Right,
want more." And she would just tell me the healers that she went to and what she was experiencing. And then I said, "Oh my God, I want this Reiki. I want this Reiki. Who can you hook me up with? I'm ready." And so
right.
journey, really began. So, it's been a beautiful, beautiful journey.
Yeah, yeah. It's always beautiful to be led here because I mean I definitely was led here. I've always been fascinated with trying to help people as far as physically, getting healthier. Since I was a kid, I was an athlete, but I was always trying to get myself, better to go along with people around me, which led into, a personal training business for over 20 years. But that kind of led more into you dealing with, you know, things as I look at psychology of things, my own self as far as things I wanted to heal, but to go along with the things I was dealing with, trying to help people about things that were deeper level than I could even imagine on a physical level as a trainer. And
Mm-hmm.
so my own healing led me to be able to start forming this into my business because when I'm helping to heal myself, I was beginning to help heal other people. But now it's more or less understanding these energies instead of understanding that people are not lazy and they have some deeper issues that they have to deal with. Then basically we just setting goals and say you can't stick to your goals. And so it just once I got there, and then, like I said, you usually when you start healing yourself, it usually starts with you, and it then kind of leads on a journey of healing others. And so the education to come along with it, just like I'm a sound therapist to go along with it because the more I got into it, the more I understood how sound influences our mental and things of this nature. And it was like a light bulb came on. I'm like, this is where I'm supposed to be, but it led me from the physical, from the mental to the spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I kind of climbed the ladder, I guess you could say, to get to this point. So we all kind of have this journey that we kind of get led to, um, and now it's like, with that, you come to a whole lot of learning about, the world and things that's going on, like, with people, and but you also understand the mental health issues that are going along with people are just a lot of energies that are dealing with situations. And
Yeah.
so and that's probably definitely a whole other podcast because I don't want to go over too much because we got about 10 minutes, and I really want to keep this to an hour because anything else we can't actually get on. But we're definitely going to pick up, and because we have other things we would need to talk about, because clearly, like what you're doing, when you're dealing with the mental health of animals and people.
Absolutely.
You know, and like you're saying about animals, animals are actually helping people keep dealing with their mental health.
They are. They're you know, I had someone yesterday that was one on one with her dog. It's only two of them. And, you know, I picked up on that her dog was extremely intuitive, just like she was.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I kind of kept sending the dog, little messages like, put your paw on your mom's lap. And I said to her, I'm trying to get him to put his paw on her lap. She smiled. The owner just needed a little something to boost, right?
Right.
Kept saying, all of a sudden, he took the one paw and stretched right out over her. And she went, oh my God. I said, oh my God, what? Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
Listening that you needed to feel his paw. You needed, because I felt that this particular dog, and not the only dog, but this dog particularly had a lot of healing properties. And
Mhm.
still dog, very
Mhm.
matter of fact, was from a rescue, been handed
Mhm.
owner to owner. But he had quite the disposition where he just wanted to spread love. That's what he told
Oh wow.
me. I
Wow.
started at one point saying what I was hearing, and then later she said to me, I just want to let you know that you just validated some things for me, and that makes me happy.
Mhm.
That's the validation that I'm getting, that I'm doing the right thing from the pet. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
the owner gets excited, and then they start asking questions because then they want to know certain things, and it's to be, and they realize that they want to learn more about their pet.
Mhm. Mhm.
She wanted to know how to make her pet more happier. They
Mhm.
and wanted to know, is the pet upset about anything? Was the pet needing something that she wasn't giving you know, him? And all the pet said was, I just want to play. That
Mhm.
playing ball or walk is the moment that he appreciates the most.
Yeah.
So that's a healing moment for the human and for the pet, to have of healing from each other.
Mhm.
It's important to know that these dogs or cats are a whole different game.
I've heard. I've heard.
But
I heard it can be quite interesting.
they also too, well, they like to test me,
Mhm.
and definitely, but a lot of things that I've done to cats is they like to pee outside the box.
Just to be doing it, huh?
but but you have to find out why. Like,
Okay.
okay, first you have to find out why. Is it something that, is there a human in there that's new, or somebody's teasing the pet?
Uh,
Is it aggravating the pet somehow, some
mhm.
way? Is
Mhm.
there in their house? Or then we kind of dwindle down to, is this strictly just a discipline issue where the cat just thinks they can do whatever they want when
Yeah.
they want? So
Right.
there's a lot of narrowing down of what the issue is, and it could be the slightest thing. It
Mhm.
could it could again, that wet food that's not so healthy, or
Mhm.
they could actually have STI, and I may say, I'm feeling there's an infection somewhere. I really
Mhm.
need to go to the vet, to have that checked out.
Right.
Yeah, I'll send some energy, but if this clear up, you're going to have to go, to the vet to get some assistance.
Mhm. Wow, I could listen to this forever, but we're gonna definitely come back to do this again. Um, well, we got about 5 minutes left. So is there any contact information you want to leave our audience with? And basically tell them more about Snowy. What was it? Got Snowy Owl Intuitive Services and how they can be actually be reached.
Sure. So website is www.snowyowlintuitiveservices.com. You can message me there if you have any questions. And if you mention the podcast, okay,
Mhm.
I will give you $5 off a service.
You heard it.
Okay.
You heard it. There it
Yep.
is.
So, yeah. So just mention this podcast,
Mhm.
where you viewed it,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy, to give off $5 off a service. And anything that you have more questions about, I'll be so happy to, answer or give you more information on.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, is there anything you'd like to leave our audience with before we go?
I just want to wish you have a blessed weekend, and I'm sending out, so much love to everyone at this time, and to keep your vibration high. Get hugs, get
Mhm.
give kisses, give hugs. Listen to that great music that
Mhm.
could be spiritual, could be rock and roll.
Right.
Old. There's no rules with this, but
Right.
it's important to keep your vibration high right now with what our world is going.
Yeah. We definitely need it. We definitely need it. But that's a powerful message. It's simple but powerful.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we definitely appreciate you joining us, Michelle, and we were definitely looking forward to having you back again because we just couldn't get everything in that we like to get into this show. Actually, we just have too much to talk about. But we got to get to it at some point. Um, so we were delighted to have you, and to our audience, we're glad you tuned in. Hope you can definitely take advantage of all this great information that was shared with you, and definitely reach out to Michelle, because the love and light that she's bringing will definitely help you. I can promise you that. Um, so again, we thank you for tuning in. Until the next episode, we look forward to seeing you then.